Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer. I am so thrilled to have you here. Let's just dive right into this. Because, wow, we are unpacking a remarkably dense and historic month of news today, based on the latest June 2026 bulletin from OsRay Press. We're talking about a month defined by incredible national highs, but also some very sobering regional realities. Whether you're tracking the markets, following national politics, or keeping a close eye on the complex dynamics of the Northeast, this analysis is designed to bring it all together for you in one clear, structured visual journey. We want you to understand exactly how these shifts impact the country's trajectory and, your everyday life. So, to make sense of such a historic month, we've broken it down into 4 key themes. First up, national growth and milestones. 2, Indian sporting pride. 3, extreme weather anomalies. And 4, Northeast updates and security. Let's jump in. All right, Section 1, National Growth and Milestones, Economic and Political Records. India's economy absolutely came out of the gates swinging this June with a massive 7.8% GDP growth. This didn't just beat previous forecasts, it raised growth expectations for the entire financial year. It's a huge signal of stronger market confidence and investment potential moving forward. Now, transitioning from the economy to a monumental moment in Indian politics. On June 10th, Prime Minister Narendra Modi completed exactly 4,399 days in office. So why does that exact number matter? Well, by hitting 4,399 days, PM Modi officially became the longest-serving elected prime minister in the history of India. He surpassed the long-standing historic record previously held by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru by a single day. It completely cements a new chapter in the nation's political timeline. And on that exact same day, June 10th, there was a massive win for domestic manufacturing. The Airbus C-295, which is India's first completely made-in-India military transport aircraft, successfully completed its maiden test flight. This is just a massive leap forward for India's defense self-reliance. Moving to Section 2, Indian sporting pride, a historic chess victory. If you follow the world of chess, you know our Praggnanandhaa achieved the absolute unthinkable. He won the elite Norway chess title, becoming the very first Indian player in history to do so. But honestly, the true mastery was how he did it. He defeated world #1 Magnus Carlsen not once, but twice. An absolute masterclass in strategy. Okay, shifting the tone a bit for Section 3, extreme weather anomalies, historic dry spells. The climate data for June is deeply concerning. India actually recorded its driest June in 146 years. We are looking at a massive 46% deficit in normal rainfall right across the country. And this isn't just a meteorological anomaly, it's a severe threat to agriculture, food prices, and daily life.
Zooming in on the Northeast, which is a region incredibly dependent on its monsoons, the reality is equally historic. They experienced their driest June in 126 years. The deficits are staggering here. A 56% drop in Nagaland, 44% in Arunachal Pradesh, and 37% across Assam and Mizoram.
That brings us to Section 4, Northeast updates and security. Infrastructure, borders, and conflict. Now, we just looked at data showing the driest June in over a century, right? So how do we end up with this question? Sudden floods despite a drought. I know it sounds like a total contradiction, but it perfectly highlights the severe climate paradox currently affecting the region. See, despite the historic overall dry spell, localized areas experienced sudden, incredibly heavy rains. This triggered severe flash floods and landslides in Assam and Arunachal Pradesh. Tragically, these localized disasters claimed the lives of at least 3 people. It really shows how extreme weather isn't just about averages, it's about volatile, sudden impacts on local communities. Let's pivot to a positive development happening right in the middle of all this. On June 15th and 16th, Shillong hosted the NEI Enfra 2026 Summit. It was attended by Union Minister Nitin Gadkari and several chief ministers from the Northeast, and the focus was heavily on better connecting the region with the rest of India.
The major takeaway? Well, thanks to new expressways being developed, the commute between Shillong and Guwahati is projected to be reduced to under 1 hour. That's a real game changer for regional infrastructure and connectivity.
Moving to border security, we have a sensitive update out of Arunachal Pradesh with two distinct sides. In late June, a tribal group alleged that China's PLA had built infrastructure in the forest areas near Taxing. However, the Indian Army has firmly and officially rejected this claim as entirely baseless. With no verified official confirmation of action, we are keeping our focus strictly on these stated positions. We also must respectfully report on the ongoing unrest in Manipur. In early June, 2 lives were tragically lost in separate armed attacks. This violence is part of the deep-seated ethnic and territorial tensions that have been ongoing in the state since 2023. It just remains a very difficult and painful situation on the ground. And that brings us to our final slide and a question I really want to leave you with today. We've seen a 7.8% GDP growth and historic political and manufacturing milestones. But we've also seen historic droughts, flash floods, and deeply rooted regional conflicts. So how does a rapidly growing nation balance record-breaking economic milestones with deep regional tensions and extreme climate challenges? It is the defining question of the moment. Thank you so much for joining me for today's analysis. I really hope this explainer helped clarify what was a very dense month of news, and I absolutely look forward to exploring more fascinating topics with you next time.